All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Link Click, Season 1, Episode 11, the season finale.
Okay.
And we just bamboozled the bamboozler. But is
right,
this...
Or were they even a bamboozler?
Were they even a bamboozler? They're not paralyzed, so that's some bamboozling, but like...
Right.
And is this actually going to work? Like...
Is this really them?
Is this really them? Who's their special friend? What's the deal here?
I need answers.
Yeah, me too.
We need it.
Yeah, we definitely need some answers.
And I'm confident here. It's gonna be crazy, but I'm confident.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this.
你还记不记得乔林最后打给徐珊珊那时候，凶犯的留言？记得。
Yeah, I'll show up his promise. Yeah.
Oh.
和他有约的，会不会就是我？
难道说
Okay.
那条诡异的短信应该也是你给自己留下的时间坐标？
没错。你还挺守时啊。
Okay.
没想到你一下午在暗房里磨磨蹭蹭。
Oh yeah. He was.
得到你的认可，可真是太不容易。但还有个问题。
Yeah.
即使能抓到和我们通话的人，这是计划里最精彩也是最危险的一部分。
I'll be back in the room. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna get him to admit it.
And if he says, no, this dude just appeared out of thin air, let's be like, yeah, I mean, clearly this is, crazy person.
I mean, he's already played God a little bit before with the old lady.
Yep.
To great effect. Can you imagine, though, if you felt like you were... Well, I mean, that's what they kind of are. Like they're playing God a little bit. To
Totally, yeah.
God, the guitar coming in.
掌握你的一举一动。我们来玩个游戏。今天早上10点，你会得到一条线索。
手机。
So he was the special friend.
明天这个时间，凭线索来找。
Right. He was the special friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
不见了。终于找到我真正的朋友了。
但又怎么能证明他就是连环凶犯呢？ 这是计划里最精彩。
I'll get him to admit it. And we have the little recorder thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's all ready.
大猪头，你在那儿发什么呆呢？
Whoa.
Nice.
Using these times to hop through them.
为什么要忏悔？我做错了什么？
Yeah. Jeez. Wow.
Okay.
哎，结不结婚有那么重要吗？
All these moments that they've done
来
before, and then, yep.
让妈妈给你拍个照。
哦哟
Just
我看啊，你就跟他过一辈子算
Flip
了。
for escape and then back in.
Oh.
That's gotta be so frustrating.
Yep.
Like, just let me knife you for...
这里的一张张照片背后，都是被你毁掉的一段段。
Oh.
Nice.
受害者没有做错了什么。
God, this is so fun.
That's... I like it. That's great.
原来如此，
Poetic as hell.
是通过拍摄我。
Oh, it even went above him.
看看拍的怎么样，有没有闭眼睛？
Oh.
这次拍的挺好的，回去再 P 一下，我要发一条微博。
Wow.
那么想
Wow.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be the last
喜
one.
欢发东西到网上呀。
那些人过得好不好跟我有什么关系？果然是你，你错了。 想杀他们的并不是我，我只是代为行动而已。
Oh, shit.
什么意思？那些人的确都是我杀的。为什么要这么做？因为憎恨、妒忌或是愤怒。随便吧，反正都不是我的本意。而且，在这世上也没人能把我抓住。
Yeah.
那我又有什么好顾忌的？
The eyes. Yeah.
我们会再见面的。
Yep.
到时候 可别再刷了。
Uh-huh. Shit.
Okay. So maybe he didn't even really know how he was doing it,
No.
or know that he was doing it, or
摊子已经来不及了，起来自己走。
Nope, there it
Nope,
is.
he is now.
He just dropped. Yep, the eyes aren't different.
uh-huh.
刘明，你别在这给我装疯卖傻。之前你在照相馆里说
Yeah.
话，我们都在门外听得一清二楚。
Yep.
我真记不得
Yep.
了。
I have no idea what you're talking
谁
about.
说的？
Yep.
你们问谁去？
徐珊珊是在你车库里发现的，你还敢说连环的凶手不是你？
如果我告诉你，这些都是我的一个朋友干的，你信不信？
什么？你还有同伙？
Uh-huh.
按作案时间顺序，
Nice chronological
说
order.
出来。
Well, this one, then that one, then this one, then that one. Then this one.
Whoa.
这个臭婆娘我倒是记得清清楚楚的。
That
So it
did we
could-
just see a switch?
We might
start?
have, or it's that if it's a multiple personality thing, it's possible,
One of them knows how to do it, the other doesn't, or it's just a different
or
personality.
just him with a multiple personality
Yeah,
disorder. Yeah. Right. So this is him. This is absolutely
喷
him.
我，偷偷了还要贪图我的钱，去死！去死！偷去死！
And yet he's not paralyzed right now.
Right. Right.
是我吓坏了，
Yeah.
因
Yeah.
为错手杀了人，还被谁给发现了？但后备箱里竟然空无一人，
Ah,
我怀疑自
right.
己是撞了鬼。
Now he's making the connection that that's Cheng Jiaoxi. Doesn't mean he's a hopper. It's just
我
that
到底怎么死的？
我着急忙慌上车，想把那个女人送去医院。
She's still alive.
yeah.
我当时以为死人诈尸了，吓得方向盘都握不住。那个臭女人还扑了上来，走开！
Fuck.
这么撞了，这腿也是拜他所赐。
Right.
Okay.
Right. So he's able to walk a little bit, but it's a big limp or something.
Okay.
且让我亲眼见识一下。
戴安玛的命运是因我而改变的，
That was weird. The sound
Yeah.
was just
我也想要再试一次。
what? What is going on with the?
It's like they're trying to have it almost escape the show of the
Yeah.
effect of the time muckery.
So she ends up in the river.
Does she actually just jump? That
Oh no.
feel like that.
谢有啥好嘞？
No, there's no way.
Yeah, like missing her parents, like missing the meetup, like okay, but especially after just fighting so hard to
等我长大
survive.
去城里赚了钱，把你们从头到脚都按最长的标准包装起来。
Does she just stumble and fall?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
现在在那个好德有限公司，他小的时候啊，整天说要上城里赚钱，
哦
给他能花。你看看，现在不就出息了啊？
Oh.
安娜，对不起，你今晚的不幸都是我造成的。有个人告诫过我，不能改变过去。当时我没听，我自以为替你回给母亲消息，能让你们更幸福。
你到底是谁？
我叫程小石，拥有通过照片魂穿到过去的能力。我回
Fuck.
到这里，是想要弥补自己犯过的错。
如果是真的，那可不可以把我回到最初，让一切从头？
朱总，我们为什么会有2套账？而
Yeah.
且，另外那套账里，固定资产折旧的数额被发现是要
She knew all along.
儿子偷老子的钱，搞错了。
Gotcha.
刘民这公子哥早被他爸断了经济来源。
Wow.
Hence, being on the bridge.
Yeah,
When.
yeah.
Yeah, she's thinking of being her parents because of the shame and all that. Okay.
最近你加班也辛苦了，
Here you
Uh
go.
huh.
这是给你提前发的奖金，你也多存点钱，在市里买套房，早点把你家
Bring your
接回来
family. Yep,
Yep.
there it is.
And every
Ah.
time her family praised her.
Yep, she felt so
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
这是小猪的骚扰，
Oh.
重新开始新的人生。
每一次，即便我努力了，也不一定能得到完美的结果。
Even this one.
Yeah, yeah.
也许我无法还你一个最好的过去，但我更不能让你错失一个更好的未来。
There it is. Yeah.
And specifically from him.
Yeah, from him.
有的人为爱坚守了一辈子。
明真，
有的人迷惘过，他又找回了丢掉的自我。有的人用生命告诉了我何为父母，而有的人。
All right. Okay.
And here she comes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
也终于等到了。
He's tired of waiting, and so is she. Yeah.
我相信，每段人生都会有努力活着的理由。
Yeah, of course they're looking for you.
即使会有身处黑暗的时候。
Yep. Someone will come along. Yep. And that's been his story too.
Yeah.
There we
Get
go.
that sunrise.
但也终会遇见那些带着光的人。
说到医生证明，他不是应该瘫了吗
Yeah.
那么，他是怎么跑进照相馆的？
Yeah.
It's a good question. And he was just talking about a leg when, like, he talked about the injury.
No, he wasn't talking.
Yeah. He's calling on God.
The music, come on.
怎么可能？死亡是无法改变的重大节点。
你是在和程小时说话吗？
And he's talking in capabilities. So
你不是说过
that time traveler's
世事
going
无绝对吗？
back here to kill him.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
没想到还会有目击者，有趣。
这个语气，
你是他的朋友吧？
你也是具有魂穿能力的人。
天马，
Holy shit. Well, that's how you,
Goddamn.
that's literally the cliffhanger. All right.
乔玲，
这是你上一局耍赖的惩罚。
你到底是谁？
游戏重新开始。
Cool. So season 2 can be then he needs to go back in time and undo Lu Guang's probable death. And Lu Guang was still convinced that it was a death is a major node that cannot. Well, yeah, because he wasn't trying to stop him. It was wait, how is this actually happening? This can't be done. And yet, it very easily could be undone. It's just that the other time traveler happened to then go and make it so that it didn't end up getting changed.
Yeah.
So, while that could be that that's also some aspect of the cosmic universe, whatever, to me it more seems like it's the idea that the rules that Lu Guang was was running into were actually things that were being created by other time hoppers.
All right, we
Well,
got some
shit.
full major answers here.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a time hopper.
Because of course there is.
Because of course there was.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Yeah, but this is now becoming the show where we are in a full time war, time battle, back and forth.
I mean, yeah, battle at most, because even a war at there's the concept that it's an even fight in some way, right? like this Lu Guang was entirely surprised by this.
Yeah.
He might, okay, he has some perspective because he's seen a lot of shit as a result of reading the photos. But that's it. Is it he hasn't, or
well,
if he was in some big loop, he didn't know about other time hoppers. Because he
Again,
You know,
I want to hold back on the Lu Guang stuff for now.
Sure.
I think the main thing that is confirmed is that the Time Hopper just found out about them here.
Right.
And immediately won. Immediately, the whole thing's over.
Yep.
While Cheng Jiaoxi is maybe getting toyed with a little bit psychologically.
Oh, absolutely. Because he's doing all of these things in, you know, the places where he kind of is, rather than like, because that's the yeah, and that's the cool thing, because one of the things that was established in almost the defining characteristic is that this person plays by the rules, whatever these rules are, and it's don't cheat next time. So yes, he goes and has the dude kill himself in the present time that they're dealing with. He doesn't go back and like kill any of them as babies or anything, right?
No.
Like he does things that leave signs, leave trails, can be stopped, right? Like Lu Guang could have theoretically stopped the knife, right?
Yes.
You know, like all of these sorts of things. And so that's sort of the terms of engagement. That's why the story isn't immediately over.
Yeah.
Which from that angle totally makes sense then of why you would have the time traveler be crazy, because if they aren't hamming it up, if it's not some sort of game, then there would be no conflict, right? It would just instantly be done.
Well, right, but also they're not necessarily, because the way in which this was done was defined by rules that requires a certain level of, you know, like commitment or devotion to a thing. They can be broken in terms of their belief system or their worldview or something, but their logic is completely sound.
Right, they're not capability rules, they are self-imposed rules, even if it's as a result of some, say, bigger organization
or some bigger
whatever.
thing that Lu Guang understood, this antagonist understood, and Cheng Jiaoxi still doesn't understand, and that's what we don't.
And so that makes him also a compelling protagonist, given that Cheng Jiaoxi very much is the protagonist of the two, you know, perspective character, all that stuff.
Right.
And now
he's in the impossible task now for season 2.
The mentor figure has been removed, and now
right. So the song and the OP, I thought it was the other way, that it was actually Cheng Jiaoxi, maybe it was the one that we're gonna lose. But in this case, no. It's Lu Guang's the one that we're losing, and it's can I keep going with this without you here? And shit. So like if this ends up going with Lu Guang out of the story immediately, well, the first thing that they need to do is to start cheating, basically. Yeah. Start going back 100%. Into the past and start informing Lu Guang about like specific things.
Right, which and this is where we can get into what exactly the situation is with Lu Guang, because there is a way in which I could see Lu Guang being somebody who did have additional perspective.
I definitely still think he did.
I feel like that's what makes the most sense, which is why I was surprised by him being surprised by things here. But you could say, and this would add extra layers and flavor on rewatches, is that he also was growing over the course of the show because they were both rubbing off on each other.
Right.
And so with something like, say, going back to save Emma, that's something where he's like, no, this is a bad idea for various reasons. Oh, and also there's all this risk of things like that, you know.
Right.
But yes, do it because I look at the circumstances. Although, no, he looked at the circumstances there. Well, I guess because he didn't care about it before. But, you know, he changes. He looks at the circumstances. He's like, okay. And it's like, hey, I can go back there. And he doesn't interfere. He doesn't try and stop him or convince him not to or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, he's very supportive in that sense. Cheng Jiaoxi goes back there and he convinces her, right? And it's like, it's going to be fine. And at the moment when he actually succeeds, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's not when he's talking and suddenly, oh, there's a witness. It's when he was going to succeed, which theoretically, this is going out on a bit of a limb, that the breaking of the nodes themselves is something that this antagonist has awareness of.
It alerts them, yeah.
Yeah, and so the, like, oh, a person that not just that died, but that I specifically killed is about to not die? Yeah.
I'm gonna go and figure that out.
I'm gonna go fix that.
And the fun thing is that because it's time travel, it's irrelevant when they figured it out.
Right.
That could also be the thing that makes it an alarm, is that it's at some point in the future they saw that Emma was still around and kicking. And then it's that's my alarm. I killed her. What the fuck? Goes
right.
back.
They have their canon, you know, of the proper timeline.
Yes.
And they look and they're like,
This is not canon.
Yeah, hell,
who's writing AU?
You could have a computer do that for you. It's an app that he made on his phone. You know, he feeds a file into it, and then it's like.
Did Emma post on social media?
This is a different.
Boom.
Sure, yeah.
Done. There you go.
Here's a difference. There you go. You know, okay, all right.
God.
I guess I gotta. Like that's.
It also fits really well with the idea of photos being the primary visual storytelling medium.
The signs left behind rather than just reality itself.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So as Emma posted a picture of herself.
Hell, even the thing of the once per photo, that could be another rule, right?
Sure.
Like how many of the rules that we have are actual true rules and laws of the universe versus, you know,
and
other stuff.
And we'll find out as they introduce kind of new expressions of each one. But,
and I gotta say, I liked that they made some of the rules that felt very arbitrary and like didn't entirely make sense. Like, why does he suddenly not need glasses to see when he goes back into the body? Why is he good at basketball? Why, all of these things. And it's is it a little arbitrary? Yes, but we are actually going to use that for a plot point later on that we want to make sure is like,
right. It is, it is your body beforehand. In some ways possessing them. Right.
And so that also, as far as reasons why this guy would go totally crazy with like, sometimes I'm just a vessel for God or something,
some kind of
right?
Special
some
friend.
Spirit or some special friend. And suddenly I can walk again. I can do all of these things. And we get up to some fun, And so then when everything goes bad, it's like, please come back,
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Awesome.
I also love that it was both the things that we were thinking of, was that he was puppeted and also she ended up getting puppeted, but it was also neither of those things because the moments that mattered were all done by the two of them specifically
and also,
until the very end of each of their respective plot lines.
Right. And I think even when we were talking about there was definitely time muckery that happened with the whole, how did she end up on the bridge? And I want to say I mentioned, I might not have it, but I want to say I did something of, well, the only way it could not be time travel is if, as a result of the disturbance in the trunk, he goes to investigate. She's not dead.
I think we both said that, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's she wakes up and, makes him crash. But, okay.
Yeah.
That's,
And then also the fact that the consequences were immediate. They were lethal.
Yep.
Lu Guang's the one that suffers was kind of the big twist for me.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely thought it was going to go the other direction.
Yep.
But Chen Jiaxi's the main character. So
he's the main character. And I got to say, I both love it and also fuck you, show, because
fuck you.
Because I didn't even buy into the whole, and then she goes and kills herself after she just fights for her life and survives, right? And
I got swept up in the emotion there.
And then we see the reasons of how this was something below the surface, where even the perspective that we got, because Lu Guang didn't share everything with Chen Jiaxi, and even though he was like, the fact that Chen Jiaxi inhabited her body but also wasn't maybe aware of all of these things, that could be an aspect of where she herself was like, nope, I'm not going to think about that. I'm repressing those thoughts and everything, which totally makes sense. And then it's and then in contact with her parents, that's also why she's avoiding them, not just because, the job's so bad and everything, but it's I was
complicit.
I was complicit, in addition to all of the
fucked up stuff.
Assault and everything, right? Yeah. Fuck, how do I face them? Shame, etc. Everything, right? Distances herself from them. And then, hey, when she was potentially going to meet them, and then also, gets attacked, but because her, esteem is so low, she doesn't, she's not concerned about I'm alive.
It's the consequences that she's been fearing in some ways for the
coming
thing that
back
she
to
did.
Bite her.
Coming back to bite her. And she's like,
even this is my fault. The fact that I'm getting attacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's
and that's also that's probably a conditioned thing from the abuse that she suffered from the boss
totally.
as well.
And what's frustrating about this is that it wasn't up until kind of that point where I'm like, I get it. It makes sense. It doesn't just feel like, hey, we're going to have this happen for a point of dramatic conflict, which for something like suicide, maybe don't do that, No,
that's insensitive,
But then we find out what it is, and as Chen Jiaxi is making his plea, and beautiful plea. And we see exactly why it matters so much to him, even with the minimal stuff that we've gotten of, his past and his story and things like that. It's like, yes, this is how they all come into play, both his past and the episodic stories that we've had and everything. And it's like, great. And then she is like, yep, you know what? You're right. She goes to walk away from the ledge, and then suddenly
fuck you.
Yeah, the DM's like, nah, bitch. I have a plan for this story, and that ain't it, Chief, so sucks to suck, get good, scrub.
The fact that it was the
Better
shot
luck next
across
time.
the bow for Cheng Jiaoshi, so that when he comes back, he then gets to see at that exact moment Lu Guang's sister, possessed, basically.
Oh, yeah, and that's
killing
100%.
Lu Guang.
That's 100% why he chose to do it at that time rather
Right.
than
Any other time. Yeah.
In addition to the whole following the rules thing and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. Like, it's...
Holy shit. Like,
yeah.
You have to go to ground. You have to be...
Right.
You have to be very, very, very quiet and careful, and in some ways feign defeat. Just concede.
No, 100%, because...
Well, because they don't know who it is.
Well, they don't know who it is, but he knows who you are.
Right. So at any time
you're done. Right?
You have a god hanging above you with just the power of whatever they want.
Like, I was gonna say this felt like a Bill and Ted, like we got to the Bill and Ted's ending when he's using all the pictures in the room to like know, blip in and out, and it's the yes, I'm a time traveler. I suddenly am like, oh right, cool, I win. Right? And it's great, and we get to see it. But then it's like,
fuck,
no,
they're a time traveler, they win.
Yeah, the time traveler, they win. They did the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure prep time off screen because of course they can do that.
Because they have infinite time.
Yeah. And so it's the, I found out where you live and where you work and all of that stuff and just, everything I need to know about you.
I slowly built a profile, and then I'm like, all right, what was the good time to really like seal the deal here? And I think the fun part story-wise and why we have a season 2 and why we'll have a story in general is that the reason why they did this is because they're maybe a little bit stronger in the time travel side of things.
Sure.
But the reason why is because they know how wild time travel stuff can get. They are scared a little bit of what could happen if they don't end them all immediately.
Sure,
So,
yes.
Because there's any time where they know that there's another time traveler, they don't end them immediately. There's potentially an infinite number of ways that they could end up having them fight back. And thus they go for the psychological beating, which is, no, never fight back, never do anything. I've beaten you. There's nothing you can do. I've killed Lu Guang. Do you want me to kill? And I didn't kill the sister.
Right.
Do you want me to kill her? At any point, I can do it.
Oh, yeah. And we
it's not
established
you.
that he does care about her a lot.
Right.
So And
so
on
it's the
top of
perfect
that,
hostage situation that he can't tell her about.
On top of that, given how well he timed it, so the whole thing about the difference between the alteration of the future based on past events, whether you're linked up to somebody or not,
right?
He took that into account when he timed when to go back and make Emma jump off the bridge.
Yep.
Right? Like, because he also timed that with stabbing Lu Guang when they're not at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that this is a level of like fuckery that's like, you kind of like, what do you do?
Well, what you do is you literally do the protagonist thing. You grit your way through it. And you fight the long road. I mean, and it's gonna take time.
You know what I was gonna say?
I mean, pun intended, but
yeah.
It's going to take time. And I think it's not just going to be a future battle or a past battle. It's going to be a wibbly wobbly mess of all that.
Of course, I do not know what I would do in this sort of situation because what the fuck? But where I would think might potentially be the most
effective way,
and maybe the only effective way, is to actually try and cozy up to them. Because the thing is, if they don't want you to know who they are, you will never find out. I
just don't like that story.
Oh, me neither. And I don't think Cheng Jiaoshi would be able to do it.
But I think the best way to do it is testing the limits of possessing your past self.
Okay.
And that's fully breaking the rules, fully cheating, doing things.
But theoretically, he wouldn't know that.
Well, that's my point.
Well, I mean, if you do different things.
Well, right. But that's why I'm saying I think the reason why the antagonist did the arrogant thing and not killing Cheng Jiaoshi is that is the level of craziness this can go into. And rather than doing the, hey, I'm going to put you into a do or die situation, I'm going to put you into a hostage situation where you won't do anything because she is at danger at any point, and I will psychologically break you.
Also, the whole nodes thing, it makes sense then that there would be varying degrees of nodes, and the emergent behavior of that is you can't change certain nodes and all that stuff.
Like death is one of the bigger ones.
Right, death is one of the bigger ones, but what you had for breakfast, this person probably isn't going to know because that's not relevant information.
No.
You know? And so...
And it's also maybe a little bit malleable.
Sure.
One, because our memory is fucking malleable,
Well, yeah.
but two, also just like literally just see a speck of something that smells like barbecue.
And
we
especially
want
now
bacon
that
instead
you
of
have
sausage, you know?
right, and now that you have a time traveler that knows that there's another time traveler, and you've already mucked with them, that I hate to break it to you, but there are going to be some changes in how they behave from this point forward, right? Like it's not going to be the same as if you had never stabbed Lu Guang.
Right.
Like you know, changing a death being a node, changing it to like from there was a death to there wasn't a death, obviously a big change. Changing it from there wasn't a death to there was a death is also a big change.
Which
so this dude's already breaking. This person's already breaking their rules.
Right. So in my opinion, I think that what this means then a little bit is by them breaking the rules, Lu Guang's death is malleable. It is not a node, meaning that we can save Lu Guang.
Well, but that's why I think that it's not an inherent law of the nodes, anyways. It's an emergent property because you have other time hoppers out there.
Yes.
And so if you do anything noticeable, they're gonna come by and fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
Right. It's effectively that time police thing that we were talking about at the end of episode 1.
Thank you. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up because that was like last maybe big theory thing here is that I think that's why Lu Guang knew about the rules.
Okay.
Is that he's already gone through
He
this.
got the polite memo and
No. Stuff to this level of like severity has already happened. And he's basically like, I can't tell Cheng Jiaoxi about how bad it is if things go even slightly off.
And that's the surprise about but he's about to change a node. Like he's expecting some interference to happen, and all of a sudden he gets stabbed, and he's like, "Oh fuck, there's the interference."
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Like it's the kind of thing that still puts Cheng Jiaoxi in the protagonist spot, but it also gives the reward for when we save Lu Guang of you realize what we're up against now, right?
Right.
We are wholly cheating and breaking the rules. We shouldn't exist. We are now the aberrant,
and that's the
thing
tough
in
part.
The timeline.
Is that what it seems like is that effectively this antagonist decided, hey, because you guys kept cheating, I'm going to cheat too, and that's him taking them out, right?
Right.
But he didn't take out all of them, so there's a degree of cheating that he's comfortable with and a degree that he's not comfortable with. But once they keep cheating, you'd think that they would also escalate their cheating, in which case, again, you're fucked unless they decide that you're not, So,
right.
Yeah.
Which they're probably comfortable with that because of the psychological victory thing I talked about, but then also the two thing of there's no conceivable reason as to them being able to figure out who the antagonist is.
Yes, and there could also be the angle of where maybe they do actually want a friend because eternity is a long time, Or
not even eternity, just the idea of like what Cheng Jiaoxi and Lu Guang have is really special.
Sure.
Like they have experienced a side of humanity that no one will ever be able to experience. The idea of being able to inhabit another person and feel what they're feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Their moments of pain, despair, love, all
and there
that.
is absolutely that part of me that is waiting for the sexual innuendo where one of them enters the other. But that's not right now because one of them just got...
Right, but then the antagonist also has some measure of ability with this regard as well.
Yep. And there is the possibility that you can't inhabit another time hopper because neither of Lu Guang or Cheng Jiaoxi were inhabited.
True. Very possible.
Yeah. But damn, the strangling of themselves. The psycho person, Liu Min. Yeah, that was nuts.
That was the okay, we're dealing with the antagonist here.
But that also makes sense because if you can undo the paralysis, then you're not limited by your own body's physical capabilities. So even if they're running out of oxygen and they can't
just keep going.
Yeah, you could just keep going.
Yeah. Oh. But all right, y'all. Season 1 ended real strong here.
Yep.
Gave us a satisfying, terrifying cliffhanger.
Oh, yes.
And now we have, thankfully, season 2. This isn't some we wait 3 years for, a season 2 that might never happen. It's actually already
on the way
out there.
Timely manner.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wonderfully. So, y'all, if you want to get to that next episode in a timely manner, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So, yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.